Alright, this is going to be the second to last N.Sanely perfect episode, so welcome back. We're going to start with Nitro processing. This level is definitely the easiest of the three others on this. I guess I should say the easiest of the four, if you want to include the timeline level. But I definitely still struggle with it because it just has a lot of enemies and like the water slide things. It's just, and there's one part that's like complete garbage that for some reason when you're running through it, the timing is all off on it. So it's, I don't know. I feel like doing these N.Sanely perfects kind of gives you like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like it makes it harder on you because when you die normally and you respawn at checkpoint, like it resets the cycles of the like moving traps and stuff in the game. And if you don't die, like you don't in N.Sanely perfect runs, nothing gets reset, so you're stuck with the cycle that you have, and it just makes it super difficult. So I like to double jump here, so I don't have to worry about trying to spin that rat and not hit D&D. Just just seems like a safe bet for me. So now here we want to ride this wheel all the way around because the hidden gem is up here, and there's also a box up here, and it is a bounce box, so we're just gonna spin it because who cares. So once you get that, you're just gonna ride back around, and we're gonna move on. Now we're upside down. A bunch of roaches here. Like this this level is just like non-stop roaches and rats is all it is. It's kind of crazy. Like there's just so many of them everywhere. I usually just jump over them, but I wasn't really lined up right, so I hit the one. But it doesn't really matter. I killed it. Just can I jump over those guys? You gotta watch out for those little nuclear toxic things that are there, because they will they'll get you. Now we're coming up on are we coming up on it? Yeah. This wheel up here has 12 boxes in each gap on this entire thing. And if you bounce on one and just do a double jump and just kind of stay in the same path, you don't really have to touch the like analog stick too much. You do have to adjust yourself a little bit just so that you stay on the boxes. But you can basically just stand here and do double jumps and you'll get them all. So just kind of count to 12, and once you hit 12, that is all of them. Now you need to break these 5 boxes. There's nothing on the platforms that fall. These are the boxes for this area. So just make sure you break all of them and don't miss them once you've started, because there's no way to get back up to it. Now this is really the final stretch coming up here. I mean, not really, but kind of. There's again just a bunch of rats and a bunch of roaches. Kill the ones you can, just so that you're not in your way. Be careful here because they continually pop up on this platform. So just make sure you're not standing in the spot where one is going to pop up, because that's happened to me plenty of times. I skipped that there and just jumped diagonally. I jumped diagonally again coming up, because if you don't, it's like, again, like the timing is so weird that if you jump straight down there, you'll get electrocuted, so I just jumped diagonally. Now here, I jump high when I'm up here so I can look at the circle and make sure I'm landing on that box. Now this is the part that is, like, the timing is so off, because normally, like, if you would die here, the timings would be different on these cogs. They would be, like, opposite of each other almost. So I had invincibility, but it doesn't matter. If you hit one of these spiky cog things, you die regardless, even if you have invincibility. So don't learn that the hard way. Learn that from me telling you, and you should be fine. So I just stood there for a while and just tried to figure out when I should go, and clearly that was when I should go, but I don't know, it's weird, because if I would have died there, the timing would have been completely different, and it would have been so much easier to just do that entirely. So I don't know why it's like that. I don't know if that's like a bug with the game, but this game's been out for a little while and it's still like that, so I don't really know that it's a bug. Or I guess the developers just don't care and won't fix anything anymore, because this isn't really like a game that would really need things to be fixed, so I don't know. It's pointless to sit and talk about. So this bonus is a really easy, it's like one of the easiest bonus levels in the entire game. There's like hardly anything to it. This is like the hardest part. And then you pretty much just gotta bounce your way across here, and that's it. All the TNT or the Nitro will explode. 22 out of 22 boxes. So I don't know why they didn't make that one harder, but that's what it was. Now we just have to slow time, make our way over these wheels, which is pretty simple. I mean, there's not much to it. The next one is a little bit harder, just because you can see there's 3 boxes there, but it's not too bad. Just make sure you're landing on the box. Again, always look at the yellow circle when you're jumping to boxes like that. Like, that yellow circle is amazing. If the other games had that, it would have made the other games so much easier. So again, here, just watch out for these weird guys. Only the one is really the only one you have to worry about. So there's the flashback tape. Pretty easy to grab if you're going for Insanely Perfect, because obviously you wouldn't have died up to this point. So again, you're going to slow time. You're going to have to slow time again because it's going to run out, and then make your way across. Now this is the very final portion here. We just have to make it up this narrow platform with these roaches and little spinny death traps. Spin the Nitro trigger, and that is the final thing. And that's the Insanely Perfect for Nitro processing. So in the end, it wasn't too bad compared to the next level, at least. Which the next level is Toxic Tunnels. And it really, really sucks. So this level has the gem vault, I think it's referred to as, which is what you unlock when you find all 4 colored gems. There's 4 boxes right there in the foreground to make sure you do not miss those. It'd be a real shame to get to the end of this level and be missing 4 boxes, and it'd be those 4 boxes that you could have had in the beginning. So I was really good at this portion, but I kind of messed it up in this run, but I can't be mad because I finished it. But usually I stay on the cart and I get all 3 of those boxes without getting off the one cart, but I just forgot to jump at the end, so that's why I missed the golden fruit box. So this first portion of this level is pretty easy. I don't even go over onto that left little turny spinny thing and just jump my way across. I don't kill any of these rats, I just jump over them because you don't need to kill them. This portion is super satisfying. All 9 boxes in one spin. There's a box hidden behind these nitros, and I'm pretty sure if you hit the nitro trigger, it'll explode that, but it is a golden fruit, so you might as well pick it up. Now here is the gem vault. I do have a whole video on how to do this with a tip on how to make it through without losing your mask, but I also don't lose the mask in this one, so yeah, you can, I guess, get it from this too. They are different runs. The one that I made the video on for the tips is not the same run, so I guess you could watch both and see how I did them differently in a way, but I didn't really do them differently. They're both pretty much the same. So anyway, that first portion's pretty simple. You should have 54 boxes once you step on this green platform. Now this is the, in my opinion, the hardest slide jump in the whole game. The amount of times I've died just on this slide jump is pretty ridiculous. It's nice when that rat breaks that. If you do mess up the jump though, like you don't think you're gonna make it, just jump back towards the wall and do a belly flop, and then you can crawl back under. Do not forget about that box up there that I just jumped to though, because that is a pretty well hidden box, so don't forget about it. Slide that and then just hop up here and break these this way. That way you don't have to worry about the electricity. And then just bounce your way up. In this part you have to do some shimmying up and down the pole, but it's not too bad. Now this red gem part is where the mask is that we're going to get. And we are going to keep until pretty far through the level. I do end up losing this mask, but it's fine. So we're just going to spin this box, don't jump on it. We're going to land beside this TNT, wait till the platform stops, then high jump and double jump, spin him. Then we're going to run across these platforms as quickly as possible. Double jump over the Nitro. We're going to jump up on the track and jump up on this empty cart. We're going to ride it until we see the electricity, and we're going to double jump across, land on the track, double jump across, and break these boxes. Now we're going to wait till we see the rat, and we're going to double jump back to the empty cart. And then we're going to ride this back over until we see the empty cart, and we're going to jump over. You don't have to land on the cart, that's just the reference point I use. Now jumping across here is really up to you on how you get across. You just make your way across. Always kill those roaches before you jump up here too, because they have killed me more often than I'd like to admit. Now this portion, you want to jump on this wall as soon as you can, otherwise you will hit the electricity and die and or lose your mask. Now the yellow gem part is, in my opinion, the hardest portion of the gem path. There's a lot of trickery and traps and bullshit that happens. So quickly jump across here. Once it starts to go back down, slide jump up. There's going to be a rat here that is beside some Nitro, so you have to spin him and move away quickly, otherwise the Nitro will blow you up. Now there's going to be a rat and then a roach on the next moving platforms. We're going to kill them both, and then we're going to do some tricky jumps here in order to not lose our mask. This is typically where you would lose your mask. So look down at the circle on the ground and land on that ledge, just like that. You don't really have to duck, but I always ducked. So then we're going to trigger the TNT, use the pole to get across. Typically, you would have to use the electricity pole to get that, and you'd lose your mask, but that's the way I found to do it without losing the mask, and it works. So to get into here, I like to jump up over top of the boxes there, so I don't have to jump through this twice, because this isn't fun. So I like to stand here and watch the particles on the arrow, and then jump when I know it's good to go. There's not really much I can tell you on that. You just got to kind of feel that timing out for yourself. So once you spin these boxes, you should have 115 boxes, and that is what you should have at this point in the level if you collected everything I did and didn't blow up any other Nitros, other than ones that are absolutely necessary to blow up. So this portion is probably the easiest part, but you can still die here, so just be careful. Stand kind of towards the back of the minecart and just ride it through. Keep note of your headroom here. The ceiling is not very high, and you are going to have to jump at the end of this, so make sure you are not going to hit your head when you jump. That's why I stand back, so I can run forward just a little bit. We're going to jump across, and then there is the end and the hidden gem. We're going to just continue on our way through the level now. Slide under to kill him, knock him into that enemy, and it kills him as well. We're going to stand here and bounce on these. This next part's pretty easy. These don't have the fire things under them, so we're just going to jump up them. There is a box right here. Make sure you don't miss that. Careful here. You don't have to crouch there. Just walk under it. Now here, I don't know why I did it that way. Usually I would jump to where I could just bounce and jump straight to the pole, but I didn't. But luckily I was okay. Make sure you're careful there and kill that rat. Crawl underneath here. Make sure you're clear of the electricity before you stand up. Now bounce your way across here, land on the platform. And you can stand on this for one cycle. Just make sure you jump as soon as you can. And then these next couple ones are pretty safe. This one's not bad, but you're going to jump off it right away. So break the box, jump across for the fruit, jump back on the safe platform, double jump over and kill this rat. Now there's one more fire platform here, but you're not going to be on it very long, so you're fine. So now this portion, I wait until the roach starts his electric thing, and then I run across the walls. Kill him, he kills that box, or destroys that box. Now here I bounce and jump off the box, then I just double jump over this electricity till the platform comes back. Don't move, crouch, jump across, kill him. Now we're gonna wait until this goes away and comes back again before we run down this rotating thing. Just spin this, run across the platforms. This electrical roach is going to go off. Just wait for him. Now, you can knock him into that TNT and explode it. So just be careful of that. That has happened to me a couple times. It's never killed me, but it's scary when it happens. So that part's a little tricky. Just, you know, pay attention to the yellow circle on the ground and you will be fine. Kill these bats. Don't hit the electricity. And do the bonus. Now this bonus level looks very intimidating, but it's really honestly not that bad. The way I do it, I don't know if it's the way that it was meant to be done, but it works, so it's the way I do it. Now I just do a jump across here, and then spin this box, slide jump up to the golden fruit box, trigger that TNT, wait for that TNT to trigger just like that, and then jump across. Now be careful of this firebox, do a body slam. Walk over far enough that you won't slide off the edge. You need to get that. Then we're going to slide jump up, hit that fruit, bounce off this box once. We're going to double jump over the TNT, bounce off the TNT. And then this is where I lose the mask because I got distracted by my oldest son. He asked me a question and I just didn't move, which was dumb of me, but at the end of the day I didn't really need the mask, so it's whatever. I just like them as like a security blanket. So we get rid of those boxes, trigger that TNT, it will trigger the Nitro trigger, and then we just make our way back across to get these last couple boxes. And there's some locked boxes right there. So that's all of them, 44 out of 44. And then we just make our way back. Careful here, it's a little bit of a tricky jump, but it's not too bad. Okay, so at this point you should be at 187, roughly. If you destroyed any more TNTs, you may have more than me, but at minimum, you should be at 187. If you're at 187 here or more, then you are doing all right. So now this part, we need to jump up here. There's a couple boxes. There's a couple boxes in the background, so we're going to grab those. Then we need to jump up to this level up here, which there is another mask up there, which is great to have. But if I wouldn't have lost that mask in there, I'd have had 2 here, which would have been nice. But so this part, you just got to be careful. Just make sure you're timing everything to where you're not going to screw yourself. Because you have to go under these low things, and you can't jump under there. So just make sure you're paying attention to that. And rats come every other one until you get down to this point. Then they don't come as frequently. I'm not sure why that is. But anyway, make sure you go up there to the left to get that. You can slide jump off that platform to get there. And then there's one more box in here with a ton of fruit. Make sure you grab all that. And then we are going to make our way up these turning platforms. And again, this is pretty simple. Just run your way up there. Now here you have to do a jump spin to break that box. It's scary, but that's the only way to do it. And then I like to go back up so I don't have to worry about the explosion. Body slam them, and then we're going to keep moving on our way. You have to spin these boxes. Well, those aren't super important to spin fast, but there is ones coming up that you have to spin them fast because you need to be able to get off that platform quickly. So just like right there. So we're up. And at this point, I'm you know, palms are sweaty. I'm like freaking out because this is like the final stretch, and I've gotten here quite a few times and have just made really, really stupid mistakes. Like jumped and bounced off one of these boxes and the platform moved, or like spun this TNT here, just like really dumb things. So there's the flashback tape. Grab that. We're going to jump back over. We're going to jump the electricity, trigger the TNT, and then quickly get off of here because the electricity will get us there. So then these, you got to spin quick. These rats that hold it above their head really suck. Like, it's hard to not get hit by them there. So this isn't too bad. That bat looks like he's going to get us, but he's actually in the space of that platform. So as long as you... Now you have to jump across as the platforms are moving there. Just like I did. So again, this bat is in the center, so just be aware of where he is. Depth perception is a little difficult here. So at this point, we're going to jump on here. These two platforms are safe. The next one is not. I was debating if I could jump across to that rat from here, but I don't know. I didn't want to risk it, so I just did it that way. Which I would recommend doing it the way I just did it. So same thing, get that rat, break these boxes quickly, jump across to that rat. This last rat you could skip, but I just did it anyway. I didn't get hit here at all, which was surprising to me. So there it is. There's the insanely perfect for toxic tunnels. And I'm telling you what, the devs are absolutely toxic for this level. Like, that level was horrid. And I know the final level of the game, the Cortex Castle, and then the Cortex Timeline level, the ending of those are even worse, but like, I don't know, those levels aren't nearly as long, they don't have that ridiculous gem path, blah blah blah. So anyway, there it is. Now, this final clip I just added in because I wanted to get the timeline trophy, and I didn't want it to be like coupled with another trophy, so I did this timeline level and just played through it. I was at like 50 some deaths at this point because I still haven't quite figured out this part here. I'm working on it and I've gotten better at it, but I still have some work to do with it. So I just wanted to put this in. I made it through this whole video without yawning until now. So I just wanted to put this in just so that I would have a separate clip for this timeline trophy, and I'm glad I did it. I'm gonna do that again for the all cleared, like all the gems, because that would also those will both pop if I do that and do the insanely perfect in the same time. So I'll do it again for all the gems, and that'll be in the next episode, and it'll also probably have the insanely perfect trophy in it. But anyway, if you watched all of this, I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.